Hello, my friends. This is Tassif here, back with a live stream, and it feels like it has been a while since I did the last live stream. And I missed all of you, my friends, who support my channel by tuning in during the live stream. I missed you all, and it is very nice to be back. So, what I'm going to do at the start of this live stream is I'm going to wait as I do for a minute or two, and that gives people more time to tune in. So I'm going to wait for a minute or two as you join. I tried to publish the notice of the live stream ahead of time so that people can find out, because I understand it's been a while since I've done a live stream. So I wanted to make sure that people know about this so they can tune in. Let me just see. When was the last time I did a live stream? It was more than 10 days ago. Wow. More than 10 days ago was my last live stream. What was the date? Let's see. April 25th. Wow. April 25th was the last live stream I did. And so it's been a while. And, I just have to say that I really appreciate everyone who wrote comments on my videos, who sent me messages during my absence to express good wishes and wrote kind words for me and for my mother. So I appreciate that very, very much. And the reason for my absence is I was sick for a while. My allergy symptoms became really intense, and then I also ended up having some temperature. And anyway, I was just sick for days. And then as I recovered, I tried to get a lot of rest, and I tried to stay hydrated, and I was taking my allergy medications on time. And anyway, as my symptoms improved, I also had to prepare for a big event that I spoke at. And many of you who have been following my channel, you probably knew that I had a big speaking engagement on May 4th. And I was the guest speaker at Republican Party of Door County's Lincoln Day Dinner. I was the special guest speaker. And so I spoke about immigration. I talked about my journey as a legal immigrant and a naturalized U.S. citizen. And then I also shared my thoughts and views on immigration issues at the event at Republican Party of Door County's Lincoln Day Dinner. And the event took place in Egg Harbor. Egg Harbor is the name of the place in Door County where the event was held. Beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, Door County is amazing. And so my mother and I, we traveled to Door County for the event, and it was just a wonderful event. I mean, let me tell you, the Republicans in Door County, amazing people, amazing people. And it was just really wonderful to meet freedom-loving Americans in Door County at the event. And what I'll just tell you is that take a look at the video that I published. So I published a video, and the title of the video is, let me just give you the title here so you can watch it. The title of the video is Honored to be the special guest speaker at Door County Republican Party's Lincoln Day Dinner 2024. So it's a video of my speech at the event, and please watch it. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it, especially if you follow my channel, if you've been listening to my live streams and if you've been watching my videos, if you seem to agree with my viewpoints, I think you're gonna like that video. And if you don't agree with my viewpoints, if you disagree with my political views, my public policy views, then I would still encourage you to watch that video, the video of the speech that I delivered at Door County Republican Party's Lincoln Day Dinner 2024, and share with me your thoughts, okay? And so, my friends, it's wonderful to be back doing a live stream again. And as I said, I missed you all. And I'm guessing some of you have missed me too. So it's wonderful to be back. I see some people have already tuned in for the live stream. Please write something in the chat window. As I always encourage you, write something in the chat window. Share with me your thoughts. Share with me your comments. Say hello. Write the place that you're from. What city are you tuning in from? What state are you tuning in from? And if you have a question you want to ask me, please feel free to ask me a question. And yeah, just participate in the chat window. You know, I try to make these live streams interactive. So it's not just me talking, but I also want to hear from you, what you have to say. Share with me your thoughts. I would appreciate that very, very much. And yeah, as I said, I tried to publish the notice of this live stream ahead of time to make sure that people know that I'm restarting live streams again. But I don't know how many of you got the notifications. I'm sure there'll be viewers who are going to watch this video afterwards. But as you are tuning in, please participate in the live chat window. I would appreciate that. There are some things I want to talk about. There's a lot that I want to talk about. And it's even better if you interact with me and you participate in the discussion. That makes live streams really wonderful. What I'm going to do at this time is I will write the website that I have in the comment. I just wrote that, and I'm going to write my email address. So my website and my email address are both there if you want to visit my website or you know, send me an email. You can do that. All right, my friends, it's nice to be back. The weather today here in Wisconsin, especially in the southern part of Wisconsin where I am, it's been so interesting, the weather here today. That's because we had, I mean, early in the morning it was an okay day. I mean, and it seemed that the weather's fine. And then we got rain, and then the rain went away and the sun came out. And then it was bright and sunny, but then it started raining again. Not just raining. You know, certain parts of Dane County also had hail. Okay, I didn't see hail, but I did experience strong thunderstorm. And then I think is it still raining? It's not raining anymore. All right. I mean, it's just, this spring has been interesting, and I keep thinking about Punxsutawney Phil. Punxsutawney Phil from Pennsylvania. Okay, so Punxsutawney Phil predicted an early spring. Remember that? But it seems that we are not really, you know, having a proper spring. You know, April shower, May flower, but we are in the month of May. We're still getting thunderstorms. So anyway, should we blame Punxsutawney Phil? Badger Den is here. Badger Den, so wonderful to see that you're here. Thank you so much. Badger Den writes, back in the saddle again. Welcome back, Tassif. Well, welcome back to you too, Badger Den. It's so wonderful to see that you're here. Badgerden, I gotta tell you, I really appreciate you sending me a message. And I did send you an email today. I don't know if you saw it, but I had an opportunity to respond today. For the last almost 2 weeks, I fell behind on communications. Okay, so a lot of messages and emails that I wish that I could have responded to sooner. I wasn't able to do that, but I'm finally catching up. So Badger, then your message was wonderful, and thank you so much. Um, Badgerden writes, I received the email. You look great. Well, wonderful. Thank you, Badgerden. I'm back. I'm doing much better. I had a pretty awful time with my allergies. It started with allergies, but then I also had some temperature, mild fever. Anyway, I just had to get a lot of rest and spend some time at home and drink fluids and take medications, and now I'm okay. And also, after I recovered, and I said this earlier in the live stream today, after I recovered, I me and my mom, we traveled to Door County, Wisconsin, which is a few hours away from Madison, and I went there for the speech that I had to deliver, and that event was just wonderful, wonderful event. I published the video of the speech, so Badger, then please check it out if you have not done so already. And it is just so wonderful to see that you're here, and thank you so much. Thank you for your kind wishes and your wonderful words. Always, I appreciate that very much. Um, yeah, well, I was talking about the weather here, and the weather has been so strange, and I keep thinking about Punxsutawney Phil, the great Punxsutawney Phil, who predicted that we're gonna have early spring, but we're not having early spring. Okay, it's still a bit chilly out at times, and strong winds and rain and thunderstorm. Uh, I want some sunshine and some warmth, some warm weather, but we're not getting that. So, who do we blame? Should we blame Punxsutawney Phil? uh, yeah, we can blame Punxsutawney Phil. I think that's fair. We can blame Punxsutawney Phil anyway. So there are some things I want to discuss. Okay, going back to the important stuff, we have an election coming up. And the last, 10, 12 days that I wasn't able to do a live stream, so many things happen. So many things happen. I mean, I always say that there are, multiple breaking news updates every single day. There's a breaking news in the morning, there's a breaking news in the afternoon, there's a breaking news in the evening. So many breaking news updates every single day. I mean, there's just things happening. And I think in the day and age of the internet, in the day and age of social media, people are receiving constant updates on things happening in the country and around the world. So my phone is always giving me notifications about what's going on in my city, what's going on in the neighboring state, what's going on in the country, around the world. And so for the last 10, 11, 12 days that I was not able to do a live stream, it seems like we missed the opportunity to discuss a lot of important things happening in the country and around the world. Anyway, I'm going to start the discussion today with the election. The election is coming up. We are a few months away from the election, and the excitement is building up. There are new polls coming out, state-based polls and national polls. And people are analyzing the data from the different polls to see what population subgroups support Trump, what population subgroups support Biden, and then what kind of an impact is RFK Jr. having on the race for the White House. And we can just keep analyzing things every day. I mean, there's so much going on in the world that if we want to discuss all the updates, we can have like 24/7 live stream, which is not possible. But I mean, that's what it feels like. If we continue to discuss everything that's happening in the country and around the world, we can keep talking and keep discussing 24/7, but that's not possible. But it is my goal on this channel, it is my goal to bring to you the important updates and my commentary through live stream and through the podcast episodes and other videos that I publish. So please stay connected to my channel. I appreciate it. And let me just talk about an interesting update that I saw. So RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is challenging Donald Trump to debate at Libertarian Party convention. Okay, so RFK Jr. wants to debate Trump. All right, that's fair. If RFK Jr. wants to debate, it's a good thing, I think. Candidates should be willing to debate. I understand. But the platform has to be fair, right? It has to be fair. And when Trump skipped the GOP primary debates, in general, I want candidates to debate. I want candidates to be willing to debate. But when Donald Trump skipped the GOP primary debates, I supported that decision. I supported that decision because I felt that Trump may not get a fair treatment if he participated in those debates. Okay? Because Trump is in a unique situation. He's in a unique situation in the history of presidential candidates. Okay? He's in a unique situation because he has not been treated fairly by the media. We know that. Now, I'm not going to say all media because there are so many good reporters and journalists and TV hosts in the media. A lot of good people, a lot of fair people. But then there are many media personnel out there who have not treated Trump fairly and who continue to treat him in an unfair manner. And so it's not just the media. There are people within the Republican Party, as we know, who did not treat Trump fairly. Okay, there are all these rhinos. And I'm not going to mention any names. You know that I can, but I won't, because that's going to distract us from the substance of the discussion here. But we know that there are many rhinos, Republicans in name only. There are many rhinos in the party who treat Trump unfairly, okay, who don't treat Donald Trump with respect. And I must also add that most of the people in the party are wonderful people, which is why I am a member of the Republican Party, because overwhelmingly people in the Republican Party, they are great people. They are freedom-loving Americans. They support our former president, and they want the United States of America to be successful, to be prosperous. But there are few individuals in the party, and like I said, we know the names of those people, but I'm not going to mention them. There are a few people in the Republican Party who will oppose Trump no matter what. Okay? Even when Trump is the front runner, even when Trump is the presumptive nominee of from the Republican Party for president, those rhinos will still oppose Donald Trump. Okay? It does not make any sense. I mean, party unity is important. because you have to look at the bigger picture. You have to look at what's at stake. Our future is at stake. Freedom is at stake. Okay? So, initially, people may, from within the party, people may oppose Trump. Maybe they wanted somebody else to be the presumptive nominee. But now that Trump is the presumptive nominee, I think we should all unite and support Trump. But there are rhinos. There are rhinos who will not support Trump. They won't support Trump no matter what. And it is sad. And so I understand when Donald Trump made the decision to skip the GOP primary debates. Okay? Because he probably felt that he will not be treated fairly. Now, I must add also on the bright side, I'm happy to see that most of the people who dropped out of the presidential race from the Republican side, they went on to endorse Trump. Vivek Ramaswamy, great candidate, great individual. He endorsed Trump. Tim Scott, what a wonderful person. He endorsed Trump. And Ron DeSantis endorsed Trump. And so, I'm so glad to see that there is unity, and that more and more Republicans are um, you know supporting Trump. But there are some rhinos who, for whatever reason, they are not looking at the big picture. They are not looking at what's at stake. They're just unhappy with Trump, and they're not going to support Trump. It's just sad. It's very sad. So anyway, going back to the issue of the debates, I appreciated the decision that Trump made to skip the GOP primary debates. Okay, because it was a wise decision. But now I want to see Trump and Biden debate. Okay, I want to see Trump versus Biden debate. I'm looking forward to that. Maya Sisters is here. Maya Sisters writes, "Hi everyone, welcome back, Tassif. Good to see you again." Well, good to see you, Maya Sisters. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in for the live stream. And it's wonderful that you're here. And I am so happy to be back. I'm happy to be back and doing this live stream again. I had a rough few days being sick, and then as I recovered, I still had to make sure that I get enough rest. And anyway, I'm doing great now. I'm happy to be back. Really happy to be back, and I appreciate everyone who wrote to me during my absence, who sent me messages. I really appreciate that. So thank you so much. So as I said, I want to see Trump versus Biden debate. But now, this interesting update that I saw, which is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is challenging Donald Trump to debate at Libertarian Party convention. Now, the question is, should Trump accept the challenge? And then also, will Trump accept the challenge? In general, as I said, I think debates are good, but I don't think that Trump should debate RFK Jr. Let me just say that, okay? I mean, I'm not gonna. I just want to share what's on my mind, okay? And I support Trump. There's no way that I'm gonna support RFK Jr. I mean, let me just say that I'm not supporting RFK Jr. Okay, I'm glad he's running, because I think RFK Jr. is going to take votes away from Joe Biden. So I'm glad RFK Jr. is there, but I'm never going to support RFK Jr. for president. That's pretty obvious. I mean, I am a Trump supporter. Okay, I'm like a. Let me just show you this. I mean, let me just show you. I mean, I am Trump supporter. You see this? Okay? Make America great again. This is who I'm voting for, Trump. And so I want Trump to make all those decisions that that's going to help him win the election. And Trump doesn't need to debate RFK Jr. Now, if it's an RFK Jr. Trump Biden debate, that's good. If it's a three-way, that's fine. But Trump's focus should be on Biden. Trump should debate Biden. Trump doesn't need to debate RFK Jr. Okay, um, because if Trump debates RFK Jr., it'll be like giving RFK Jr. a big platform. It's going to uh, help RFK Jr. get a lot of publicity, and I don't think Trump should give such a big platform to RFK Jr. Okay, Trump really has nothing to gain from a debate with RFK Jr. But RFK Jr. is probably going to gain a lot if he has an opportunity to debate Trump, because then RFK Jr., as I said, is gonna get a lot of publicity, and uh, I mean, why should Trump do that? So, anyway, Pamela Hernandez is here. Pamela Hernandez writes, "Hello, my friend. Great to see you, Pamela. Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I'm glad you're here, and it's really great to see Badger Den, Maya Sisters, Pamela Hernandez, all of you here for the live stream. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, um, RFK RFK Jr. He wants more attention right now, because the more attention he gets, the more momentum his campaign will have. And so if there's an RFK Jr. versus Trump debate, RFK Jr. is going to benefit from that. And you really Trump is already enjoying a lot of momentum. His campaign is doing great. And so why should he debate RFK Jr.? Like I said, if it's Trump versus Biden versus RFK Jr., a three-way debate, let's do it. Let's do it. But Trump versus RFK Jr. only? No, I don't think Trump should do that. Pamela writes, isn't Biden going to debate Trump? Pamela, that's what I'm waiting for. That is what I'm waiting for. I want to see Biden and Trump debate. Okay? And it's going to be an awesome debate. And I think there should be like 3 debates. There should be at least three debates between Trump and Biden. Now, if it's Trump, Biden, RFK Jr., three-way, like I said, that's fine. But Trump should not debate RFK Jr., just the two of them. No, I think that's not a good idea. By the way, what do you think about my cap here? Make America great again. I love it. I love it. See here? 45, 47. Trump, 45th president, soon to be 47th president. U.S. flag. What a great hat. I mean, I love this. I love this hat. Do you like it? Should I wear it during my live streams? Let me know. Pamela writes, awesome. Yeah, I love it. All right. I love that. Yeah, I mean, I think we really need to be paying attention to RFK Jr. And there still are questions about how he's going to impact the race for the White House. I mean, I like to assume that RFK Jr. is going to take votes away from Biden. But then the question is there any possibility that RFK Jr. May take votes away from Trump? I don't think that's likely. But in this day and age, uh, given the nature of politics these days, we never know. Are there some Republicans who may end up voting for RFK Jr. instead of Trump? I mean, we know that there are the Nikki Haley Republicans. What are they going to do? I mean, will they end up voting for Trump in the general election, or will they look for an alternative? And the alternative, uh, you know, may end up being RFK Jr. Because I don't anticipate that Republicans who support Nikki Haley, I don't think that they're gonna end up voting for Biden. I mean that would be like an extreme decision. That would be an extreme decision. Um, I hope that a lot of Nikki Haley Republicans will eventually end up voting for Trump. But if they look for an alternative, what if they end up voting for RFK Jr.? That is a possibility. I mean, I like to think that it's not going to happen, but like I said, in this day and age, you never know. You never know. And so, um, what impact will RFK Jr. have on the general election? I mean, um, is there a way to predict it? I don't know. I don't think so. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what to say. So Pamela writes, Tossif, what is up with these protests? Well, Pamela, the world is becoming more chaotic. That's what it is. The world is becoming more chaotic. And when I look at everything that's going on, when I look at the economy, when I see the impact of the inflation, the gas price, and the crime situation, so much of crimes happening, the squatting issues, squatters taking over properties, and the migrants continuing to pour in, the conflict in the Middle East, and tension in Asia, and unrest in parts of Europe, and unrest on college campuses and in different cities and states. When I see all of that, all I can think of is we need Trump. If just if I just sum everything up and say here's what I think at the end of the day, we need Trump. I mean, life was so much better when Trump was in office. We need Trump. There are so many problems. The list is so long, Pamela. The list is so long of all the problems that we are facing as a country. And it's not just what we are facing as a country. I mean, the world is seeing more chaos, more military conflict, more unrest because of lack of U.S. leadership. U.S. leadership is important, not just to have peace in the U.S., but to have peace around the world. And we don't have U.S. leadership right now because we don't have a leader in the White House. We don't have a leader in the White House. Okay? There is a president, but that president is not a leader. Joe Biden is not a leader. And so we need Trump. We need Trump to restore sanity in Washington. We need Trump to restore the American dream. We need Trump to restore peace around the world. We need Trump For a more prosperous country and for a more prosperous world, we need Trump, Pamela. We need Trump. JW is here. Welcome, JW. JW writes, hello, everyone. It's been a while. Hope you're feeling better, Tassif. JW, I am feeling much better. I'm doing great. So really happy to be here, and it's wonderful to see all of you. Like I said, Badger Den is here, and Maya Sisters, and Pamela Hernandez, and now JW. So thank you everyone for being here. And I know there are other people who tuned in, but others who have not participated in the live chat window yet. But you are here, so thank you for being here. I appreciate that. So JW, um, I'm feeling much better. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your kind words. Um, JW writes, I think it's very hard to predict RFK impact. I think it seems like he's taking some votes for both sides. I'd say it seems to most likely benefit the Republicans, but it varies in the polls I've looked at. That's exactly correct. I think RFK Jr. is going to take more votes away from Biden, but he may also end up taking some votes away from Trump. Like I said, the Nikki Haley Republicans, I still don't know how they're going to vote. And that's why, as I've said before, Trump should just pick Nikki Haley for VP to lock in those Nikki Haley votes. I think that would be a practical decision, and I know we've talked about it a lot previously. JW writes, yes, it's unbelievable how many problems in the country and world right now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said at the beginning of this, towards the beginning of this live stream, if we wish to discuss all the things that are happening in the country and around the world, I'll have to talk for 24 hours a day. We can have these discussions nonstop, 24/7, because there are breaking news updates every hour, several times a day. So many things happening. I mean, just let me just randomly pick a topic. Fast food. American fast food. American fast food. Fast food is supposed to be quick, and it's supposed to be affordable, right? You're out and about, you're hungry, you've got, 20 minutes before you get back to work, or, you're driving someplace and you need to stop and grab a quick bite, or, whatever. You need to have a quick meal, you need to have a quick lunch or a, quick dinner, or, something affordable. You go into a fast food restaurant, you order fast food. So ideally, if you spend, $7, $8, you should be able to afford a decent meal at a fast food restaurant, right? I mean, I understand that fast food is not the healthiest option. We understand that, but we still sometimes we have to get a burger, we have to have those fries, those onion rings, and that soda. Although I know sodas are very, very sugary, probably not good, but it's fast food is a part of our everyday life. Not every day as in everyday life, but in general, if we're out and about, and think about me. I do a lot of driving, I travel for work, and so sometimes maybe one of my meetings ends at 11, and my next meeting starts at 11:30, and so I've got half hour. I've got to eat something quick and easy, so I can go into a fast food restaurant, order a burger, maybe order a salad. Okay, I mean, fast food restaurants have healthier options. But it's fast food. Order something quick and easy, and just have it. It should be affordable. Ideally $7, $8 should be able to get you a nice meal. But now, because of Bidenflation, because of Joe Biden's inflation, fast food is unaffordable. Fast food is unaffordable. Can you believe that? People can't afford fast food anymore. And it is sad. it is sad what is happening in this country because of Joe Biden, his administration, and their policies. I mean, it's like they're always adding fuel to the fire of inflation. I mean, it seems to me like this administration, the Joe Biden administration, they are willingly doing this. They are purposefully adding fuel to the fire of inflation. They're trying to make inflation get worse. That's really the conclusion that I am coming to, and I know there are many people out there who think the same way. It's like the Biden administration is pushing for more inflation. And now people can't afford fast food anymore. Okay? I mean, fast food now costs the same as what you would expect to pay at a restaurant where you have where you have a fancy meal. Maybe a nice fancy restaurant with a white tablecloth and those fancy glasses and fancy silverware, and you order a nice meal that a chef prepares for you. I mean, it seems like fast food has reached that price level. And those items that you have at a nice restaurant, a casual restaurant, or a fancier place, those prices have climbed even further, even further. So everything's going up. A fancy restaurant meal was here, fast food was here. Now fast food has gone up, and that fancy restaurant meal has gone up even further. People can't afford food anymore. This is Joe Biden's America. Let me read some comments here. JW wrote, I think Trump campaign should do some surveys, right, to find out if those Haley voters would vote for him if he picks her for VP. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's important to find out if Haley voters would vote for Trump if Haley is the VP. Pamela is writing, I saw on YouTube, is Trump choosing Marco Rubio for VP? I don't know. I saw Marco Rubio's name come up. I even saw JD Vance's name come up. So I don't know. There are more questions than answers. We'll have to wait and see. JW writes, those at least some kind of healthy, quick options. Yeah, some fast food places have healthy options. They have salads and stuff. Instead of a soda, you can get some milk, maybe some iced tea. So I see JW is asking Pamela a question about Marco Rubio. Maya Sisters writes, Pamela, I'm hearing Trump is leaning towards Senator Tim Scott. Rubio would have to relocate to another state. VP and president nominees must have different homes. Really? So VP and president nominees, do they really have to be in different states? I didn't know that. I mean, isn't there a possibility that Trump may pick Ron DeSantis? In that case, it's the same thing. Ron DeSantis is also from the same home state as Trump, because Trump is now a Florida resident. Anyway, good point. I'm going to have to look into it. JW writes, I like Marco quite a bit, but I don't think Marco would help Trump broaden his potential voters, unfortunately. Marco Rubio, I mean, he's a nice guy, but is he going to be the best pick for VP? I don't know. I don't think so. Um, Maya Sisters writes, stop eating at fast food restaurants for 4 months, lost 10 pounds, and lowered my blood pressure. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of fast food. I don't eat a lot of fast food. But what I'm saying is, fast food is always an option. Sometimes we have those days when life gets so busy, and maybe you just want to walk into a fast food place, order something quick, finish the meal quickly, and then uh, get back to work or something. So fast food should always be an affordable option, and because of Joe Biden's inflation, that option is now going away, because fast food is now becoming expensive, especially in a place like California. Especially in a place like California, because of what Gavin Newsom is doing. Gavin Newsom's policies are pushing the price of food higher and higher and higher, including fast food. So really, I mean, it's like everything is unaffordable now. People are gonna starve. The way this inflation's going, people are gonna starve. Um, this is so unfortunate. This is so unfortunate. Nothing's affordable anymore. JW writes, um, JW is writing about, vice presidential pick. JW, I really think it would be in the best interest of the Republican Party for Trump to pick a female, um, vice presidential candidate, because, um, well, something that we've talked about in Wisconsin, which is, suburban women. How do you ensure that suburban women, conservative suburban women, vote for Trump? And I think it's important for Trump to pick somebody like Nikki Haley to ensure that he gets the votes from the suburban women. Now, could he possibly pick like Ellis Stefanik? Yeah, why not? Absolutely. Could Trump pick somebody else? Uh, yeah, I mean, yes, but I think having a female vice presidential candidate is gonna be very important. Um, my sisters writes, Toss, if I'm not judging people for eating fast food, I love eating at fast food places. As I get older, I have to watch blood pressure and cholesterol. High blood pressure runs in my family. Maya sisters, I completely understand. In fact, you know what? I have been trying to, um, so in 2019, I made that decision to cut back on fast food. Now, you and I both understand that you can't really eliminate eating fast food. Sometimes you just have to. Um, but since 2019, I tried cutting back on fast food, and I actually lost a lot of weight. Okay, I wasn't really overweight, but I your body sends you a message when something's not right. Your body will tell you. You'll feel it. So in 2019, I started feeling that I really need to lose a little bit of weight, and not that I was overweight or anything, but I needed to lose some weight and get back to a shape that I thought was best for me. And so I cut back on fast food. And at home, I have a very nice air fryer. So if I want to make fries, I can actually make fries at home without deep frying. I can cut the fries, I can season the fries, the potatoes, I can season the potatoes, cut the potatoes, season the potatoes, and then maybe add a little bit of oil, just a little bit, and put it in the air fryer. So instead of frying the potatoes in like a lot of oil, you're using the air fryer. It just it may not taste the same as crunchy deep fried fries, but it's a nice alternative. So anyway, I made lots of like I love fried chicken, but nowadays, actually not nowadays, since the last few years, I have been making if I want uh, the taste of fried chicken, I can actually try to fry the chicken in the air fryer. Okay, uses less oil and it's so much better. So my sisters, I completely understand. What I'm trying to do is to make sure that I don't have blood pressure. So I'm trying to avoid having high blood pressure. I'm trying to avoid having cholesterol, um, because I'm trying to be proactive. So I'm in my 30s, and some people would say I'm young, which I like to think I am. But you know what? I see a lot of people. There are people who are in their 20s who have high cholesterol, and people in their 30s, maybe early 30s, starting to have high blood pressure problems. So in terms of health, there's really no age and anything. And in so um, these days, in this day and age, in the day and age of social media, in the day and age of Joe Biden, um, people are under a lot of stress. So no matter how healthy you eat, no matter how healthy your diet is, um, if you are under a lot of stress, if you are worried about things, if you're nervous, if you have a lot of tension, um, if you're constantly, dealing with high stress situation, then that can also have tremendous impact, adverse impact on health. So it's important to not only eat healthy, but it's also important to try to stay relaxed. And I think we all understand that. And anxiety and tension and stress is not. I mean, these are not things that uh, you know we can always avoid, but we have to try to manage ourselves in a way so that we don't um, we don't invite stress, we don't invite anxiety into lives. So anyway, going back to what my sisters was saying about fast food. So I completely understand my sisters, and I agree with you. um, do I still have fast food sometimes? Like I said, I do. Because sometimes you just have that craving and you want to have a nice burger and some fries and onion rings and some soda, but maybe just once in a while. Avoid fast food as much as possible, and try to stay away from having cholesterol and high blood pressure. Right. So thank you, my sisters. I appreciate you sharing that. Uh, Pamela is writing, I thought California was going through hell, and I look at New York and other states, I feel bad. Yeah, New York is in bad shape. Like I previously said, they allocated $2.4 billion for the migrants in the state budget. Unbelievable. In New York. JW writes, I think Trump should pick someone that's knowledgeable and experienced, but also someone that isn't extreme and has a personality slash tone that is more diplomatic, appeals to more people. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. And, look back at 2016. Look back at 2016. Um, Mike Pence was a great pick back then. Obviously, Mike Pence and Trump, they have now gone in different directions. But back then, Mike Pence was a great choice because of those reasons. Okay, he had a personality, he had a tone that's more diplomatic, but also confident. Right? Mike Pence, soft spoken, but doesn't mean that he's not firm. He was strong, he was firm, knowledgeable, but then he had a very mild nature. And contrast that with Trump, who has a more, you know, who has a much stronger presence, and he fights back, and he can be aggressive, and he likes to engage with reporters, and um, uh, he's not shy. So Trump and Pence had very different personalities, and I think that made the ticket very strong. Now, obviously, 2020 didn't work out, but that's okay. Let's just, that's behind us now. Let's look at 2024. JW, I agree with what you said. Trump needs to pick someone who's more diplomatic and has a mild personality, but a strong personality. Pamela, I read Pamela's comments about New York and California. Pamela writes, the world is uncertain. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. JW writes, yes, 30s is young, but mid to late 30s, you got to start watching it a lot more. Yes, true. Got to manage stress better too and get good sleep. I'm trying to get better too. It's definitely a struggle. Sleep is so important. And that's what I focused on really the last, almost 2 weeks. I focused on getting good sleep because trust me, when you get good sleep, you just feel great. And so I stayed hydrated because I was feeling sick and I was unwell. So I stayed hydrated. I tried to get good sleep. And because of my allergy symptoms, I had trouble sleeping because I had nasal congestion. Then I also had runny nose and I had issues with my throat and headache. So it was difficult to sleep. But then I did try to get as much rest as I could. So that really helped. Um, JW writes, yes, I have to say, until the end, I think Pence was good. He was always so calm and professional, good balance with Trump. So I wonder who he's going to pick, and I think as days go by, it's just becoming a more and more prominent question: who is Trump going to pick for VP? We don't know. We don't know. There are so many questions, not enough answers. Um, who is he going to pick? I don't know. I don't know. I I really hope it's Haley. And as much as I opposed Haley when she was running for president, I do support Haley as VP because of the practical reasons, because of um, you know um, um, because of the fact that we need the Haley votes, my friends. We need the Haley votes. We need the Haley voters. Let's see. All right. So Badger Den, Maya Sisters, Pamela Hernandez, JW, um, uh, you are all participating in the live chat window. You have participated in the live chat window. Are there others who have not yet participated? Please write a question. Ask me something. I would appreciate that. This is a community, as I always say, this is a nice community. So let's ask questions. Let's share thoughts. You know, caffeine is something that I tried to cut back on too, because consuming too much of caffeine is not great. Everything in moderation. But today I just wanted to have a latte. So JW writes, right, still agree about Haley. Like you said, mostly because of the Haley voters, I would rather have Tim or Tulsi, but I feel like Haley would get us the most votes. Yeah, Haley would definitely get us the most votes. JW writes, Badger Den, are you still on? Well, Badger Den was here earlier, so maybe Badger Den is still listening. Oh, Badger Den is here. See, Badger Den just wrote a comment. Badger Den writes, it's better if Trump doesn't even deal with Kennedy. Exactly, Badger Den. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, Robert F. Kennedy wants to debate Trump, and 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 Trump should stay away from debating. Trump should stay away from debating RFK, because if there's a Trump RFK Jr. debate, the person who benefits from that debate is RFK Jr. because he's going to get a lot of views, he's going to get a lot of publicity, he's going to get a lot of attention. And why should Trump make that happen? So, you know, I just think that Trump should stay away from debating Robert F. Kennedy. If there's a three-way debate, Trump, Biden, Kennedy, that's fine. But um, but if it's only Trump versus Kennedy, no, Trump should not agree to that debate. Um, so Pamela writes, how does Trump pick his cabinet? I wouldn't want that job. So Trump's cabinet is going to have many challenges to face because the Biden administration is creating such a mess. Biden administration is creating such a mess. If you know the Trump the Trump team, the Trump cabinet, and I'm hoping for a Trump cabinet. The Trump cabinet, like whoever the Secretary of Homeland Security will be, would have to deal with this illegal immigration problem. And the Joe Biden administration has already created such chaos, such mess, that Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security will have a big challenge to fix all this problem. And so, like I said, you know, it's going to be a challenge, but you know, somebody's got to do it. So I don't know. I don't know exactly how the cabinet is chosen, but I'm sure Trump already has people in mind. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump already knows who he's going to pick for Education Secretary, who he is going to pick for Homeland Security Secretary, who he is going to pick for Transportation Secretary, Commerce Secretary, so on and so forth, Secretary of State, Defense Secretary. I think Trump already knows who he's going to pick. At least he should be thinking about it. Let's see. Badgerton writes, if anything, Kennedy should go after Biden. He can sway the undecided voters to not vote for Biden. That's what I'm hoping for, Badgerton. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that Kennedy takes more votes away from Biden. Because remember, Kennedy originally ran as a Democrat in this presidential race, and then he moved to the independent platform. Because I think Kennedy was hoping for a debate with Biden, and that never happened. I think that's my guess. Maya Sisters writes, heard Steve Miller wants Homeland Security job. Steve Miller, I mean, you know, he had a pretty important position in the Trump administration. So if he is going to be he's loyal. He's loyal. He's a trusted individual, and so I'm sure he's going to have a big role. I'm guessing he's going to have a big role if Trump is elected. Um, so it'll be interesting to see what position Steve Miller gets. Badgerden is answering JW's question and writing, "I'm in New York City." Um, let's see. Uh, so let me see. Pamela writes, "Can he give them lie detector test or who can run the fastest marathon run?" Is this about? So I'm confused. I guess I lost track of the conversation. JW writes, he needs to do better job at picking them this time. So Pamela, are you referring to picking cabinet through lie detector test or who can run the fastest? Is that what you're referring to? I don't know. I'll wait for you to write. Um, Badgerden writes, "Hello Pamela, hope everything is good." Badgerden writes, "Trump has a lot of support among union employees in New York." Uh, almost finished my latte here. Uh, yeah, I think this lawsuit, this court case, this trial that Trump is going through, this is actually increasing Trump's popularity in New York. The left wing activists, they thought that this trial will adversely affect Donald Trump's campaign. This, by throwing these cases at him, the liberals thought that they're going to keep Trump occupied in court and keep him away from the campaign trail. But guess what? Trump is getting a lot of attention while being in court in New York. Um, and and so, you can't. God makes certain decisions, and no matter how much these liberals try to adversely affect Trump's campaign, if God is supporting Trump, he's going to win. He's going to prevail. And so look at what's happening. These liberals, these left-wing activists, they thought that they're going to keep Trump busy in court and keep him away from campaigning. But Trump is getting so much of attention while being in court. And, when he visits the first responders and he's shaking hands with the first responders in New York, um, that's being publicized and people love that. And I think in New York, people can see the unfair treatment that Trump is getting. And as a result, the support for Trump is growing. I bet there are many New Yorkers who perhaps historically leaned to the left. They're now going to lean to the right. They're going to lean towards Trump because they can see the injustice that Trump is facing, that he is going through. So Badgerton writes, Toss, if you were speaking about health earlier, Kennedy is a health nut. Yeah, I know. Kennedy is very fit. Obviously, he's very, very fit. And, he's obviously a senior citizen, but he's doing great. I mean, he's in great shape. Pamela writes, yes. JW writes, yes, I'm sure New York will be much closer this year than usual Lots of people getting fed up. Yep. Badgerden writes, I think Pamela was referring to a bet between Kennedy and Russell Brand several months ago. I I I missed that. I don't know anything about Kennedy and Russell Brand, so I got to look it up. But thanks for mentioning that, Badgerden. JW writes, RFK is one of the fittest 70-year-olds I've seen. Great muscles. Yeah, he's super fit. He's definitely in great shape. Pamela writes, JW, we're getting fed up here in California. Yeah, California needs a new governor. California needs a new legislature with conservatives. By the way, I have not followed the news of Steve Garvey. How is he doing? What do the polls show? Steve Garvey versus Adam Schiff for Senate. So I gotta look it up. I have to look at some polls about that. Um, so Maya Sisters is writing about Biden trying to target Haley voters. Um, I just hope Haley voters never vote for Biden. What I'm afraid may happen is, what if the Haley voters just stay home and they don't vote for Trump? That's my concern, and that's the reason why I think Trump should pick Haley for VP. Because I want the Haley voters to come out and vote, and I want them to vote for Trump. And I think the only way that's possible is if Trump picks Haley. Uh, um, yeah, JW, you're right. These cases that the Democrats threw at Trump, um, it's actually helping Trump, and it's hurting the Democrats. Badgerton writes, my sisters, I believe they should give the job to Thomas Homan again. He is very motivated to deport the illegals. So Tom Homan, he's definitely somebody who knows the immigration challenges. So I'm sure he's going to do a great job if he's chosen for a position in the Trump administration. Let's see. My sister's right. Badgerden, I'll have to do research on Homan. Do not know his record. Homan, yeah, my sisters. You should look up Homan. Tom Homan, um, he's great. I think on YouTube you may find some of Tom Homan's videos of his interviews. So I think he's going to be great. If he's chosen for a position that has something to do with Homeland Security. All right, let's see. JW writes, Pamela Hernandez. Yes, I've been seeing that too. Thank goodness. I hope more people in all states are waking up. I think many of the states will have a higher Republican vote than usual. That's my hope too, JW. That's what I'm hoping for. Badgerden writes, Russell Brand had an interview with Kennedy and his wife. They made a bet to have a push-up contest or something like that. Yeah, I think I saw a video of Kennedy doing push-ups. That was a while back. So I don't know if he's going to do a contest, a push-up contest with Russell Brand. That would be interesting. These are ways that candidates can get people's attention, right? So if a presidential candidate is doing push-ups and that video goes viral, that draws more attention to that campaign. So that might be a creative way for Kennedy to get a lot of attention. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping for one thing and one thing only. I'm hoping that Trump wins and makes America great again. All right. Okay. JW writes, hope those Haley voters don't go to Biden. Yep. JW writes, I don't know who Homan is. So Tom Homan is, let me just give you an overview. Tom Homan is the former acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, okay? So, which means ICE, all right? Um, so Tom Homan used to be the acting director of ICE, and he played a pretty important role when Trump was in office. And now Tom Homan appears on different interviews. I've seen him on TV even quite recently, I think. And so, if you want to read more about him, you should just maybe look Tom Homan up on YouTube, and you may see some of his videos. So yeah, Tom Homan is he's solid, and I think if Trump wins, when Trump wins, Tom Homan deserves a good position in the Trump administration, I think. So let's see. So yeah, look up Tom Homan, and I'm sure Trump Trump had uh, some serious challenges in his first administration because of certain cabinet members that he picked and how his relationship kind of became not so great. We saw that Trump fired a lot of people from his administration, and then he picked new people, and then he fired a lot of other people. So he obviously had some challenges picking the right individuals for the jobs in the administration. Now, he did have some solid people in his administration, but then there was a lot of turnover too. So I'm hoping that this time Trump picks a cabinet that he doesn't have to, so that he doesn't have to fire people and find new people. So I'm hoping that Trump makes wise decisions about who he is going to pick, and hopefully he picks the right people this time. Let's see. Pamela writes, "Is there still ICE around?" So I know that a lot of Democrats, far left individuals, there are a lot of Democrats who would like to see ICE abolished, but ICE is still around, and obviously with Biden being in office, ICE cannot do the job that they are supposed to do in the same way as they would have done if it was Trump in office. So with Biden in power, ICE is really not able to do, the intense work that they should be doing because of lack of leadership in the White House. So if Trump is elected again, if Trump goes from becoming the 45th president that he was to 47th president, then I'm pretty sure that the ICE agents will get a lot of support, and they will be able to once again do the job that they're supposed to do. Okay, I'm sure there'll be lots of deportations if Trump is elected again. Lots of deportations. And ICE is a great agency. They need a good leader. And right now, there's lack of leadership in the White House. So we need Trump so that ICE can do its job. So Pamela asked the question, is there ICE still around? Yes, ICE is still there, but they'll likely be more active when Trump is elected 47th president. Okay, so anyone has any other questions? It's so amazing to be back doing live stream again, and time flies. I mean, This live stream has been going on for 1 hour and 19 minutes. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. I feel so great to be doing this live stream. Um, 1 hour 20-minute time mark. I can stay for longer. But I want to see if you have questions that you want to ask, if you have things you want to share, and I'll try to do live streams regularly again. So I'll try to do live stream again tomorrow, and then hopefully day after tomorrow. Um, I'll try to start it at 9, but it may be 9:30. I hope that's okay. I try to start the live streams between like 9 and 10. Maya Sisters writes, "Good night, all. I have to log off soon. I have an early morning meeting." So, Maya Sisters, thank you for being here. Thank you for staying. Thank you for participating in the live chat. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I hope your day goes well tomorrow. Uh, JW writes, yes, earlier one is better. So I'll try to do my live streams at 9. That would be my goal. Badgerden writes, Tosif, to be honest, I feared the worst regarding you. I asked God to help you with your health. Well, thank you, Badgerden, for your prayers. Thank you so very much for your prayers. I really appreciate that. Actually, I was unwell, and then my mom was also unwell for a few days, and that's why there was that long absence. There was this long absence, and like I said, I spent some time taking care of my health and also drinking lots of fluids and getting good sleep. So now I feel great. I feel great. So thank you, Badger, then for the prayers. JW writes, yes, same with me. Have to go to early doctor appointment with my dad. So JW, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. I'm gonna wrap up this live stream here in a few minutes. Badgerden writes, good night, Maya. God bless. Pamela writes, Maya Sisters, good night. Maya Sisters writes, good night, Pamela, Badgerden, and JW. JW writes, good night, everyone. Yes, I'm glad you're both feeling better. Well, thank you, JW. Appreciate it. So thank you, everyone, for your prayers and your good wishes. Badgerden, I appreciate you sending me a message. Thank you so very much. Means a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your prayers and good wishes. So, all right, my friends, we crossed the 1 hour, 22-minute time mark. I will be wrapping up this live stream here. Thank you so much, and I hope to be back again tomorrow. There'll be a lot to discuss, lots happening in the country and around the world. And before I end this live stream, I just want to highlight once again, please watch that video of my speech from May 4th. May 4th is when I delivered that speech at Door County Republican Party's Lincoln Day dinner. Um, um, it's close to a half-hour video, and the video was published the following day on May 5th. So please, if you have not watched that video, please do so. It was really an honor to be invited as the special guest speaker to speak at Door County Republican Party's Lincoln Day dinner on May 4th. So please watch that video. Let me know your thoughts. I would appreciate that. Pamela writes, we missed you. We all love you, Tassif. Thank you so much, Pamela. It means a lot. It means a lot to me. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I'm really fortunate. I am blessed to have such wonderful friends. Thank you so much. So my friends, I appreciate it. I appreciate you all tuning in for this live stream. Thank you so very much. I'm going to be ending this live stream now, and I hope to be back again tomorrow. So thank you once again. I'm very blessed to have such wonderful friends. Thank you very, very much. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you, everyone, and hope to chat again tomorrow. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful night, everyone, and please watch that video that I published. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. I hope to be back tomorrow, and we will chat then. Thank you. Bye bye.